Well, I decided to come down here and see if daffodils are coming up. There's a bunch of them. I don't know if you can see them. They're kind of all dispersed through this area. When they all come up, it's like there's thousands of them through this area. I love looking at them when they're just coming up out of the ground. It's such a cool thing. And they've been up before February, and we have had awful lot of warm. You can see it's getting ready to bloom. This is the place that I call the old Cherokee Home Place, and it was a place where a Cherokee family lived. This land was given to this family, or allotted to this family, when the government broke up the tribal cohesion, I guess, of the different tribes. They wanted to break up that connection within the tribe, because up until that time, the land was owned by the whole tribe. Everybody in that group owned the land. But the government decided that they needed to break that up. And so they did this. And allotted land. And a lot of the land that was allotted, huge areas, were blood family. And this family belonged to the leader family. And it was interesting when I first moved here, and for several years, I would see a young lady walk through my house. And I looked at her. I saw her very clear. Her dress was very much of the time period when Cherokee women wore a certain style of dress. And so I saw her very clearly many times over the years. And when I paid the place off, I got the abstract and went and looked at it. And this place was allotted to a young Cherokee woman. And she died as a young woman, and that was about the age that I decided by how she looked that probably was what she was. Now, the house would not have been here during that time period. It was built after that. But there was another old building here that was just like a shotgun house. It didn't even have like regular studs in the wall. It was like what it did have was connected from floor to roof, kind of like you would put studs, but there was a difference in it as well. And there I've had some of the elders from this area tell me that he was the fish man, and he had big barrels outside, and he would go and catch fish and put them in these barrels, and people would come and buy fish from him. Now, I don't know if you can see over in there, that's the little cabin that I brought a shell in 2014, and I almost completely, finished the interior of it by myself, which was quite an adventure. But it is going to be moved at some point down into the woods near the circle. And I want to take it down there. And I don't see any more of the daffodils. So I see a lot of green ones, but none that are blooming. And this takes me back up to where the house is. There are a lot of pine trees over here, and hardly any on the other trails, which are actually on the east side that sits on the ridge. And the big tree right there, that's the grandmother tree. And she was the only pine tree here when I moved here 30-something years ago. And I was sitting with her one day, leaning against her, and made the statement, I would love for pine trees to be all over this land. And the next year, there were pine trees coming up everywhere, and now there's plenty. I saw this earlier when I was walking, and it's kind of cool. They've put something together here. It kind of looks like an eye. Sometimes they just lay things, if they know I'm going to be walking in an area, and they always seem to know, and will put something in my path that makes me giggle. So that's always fun, and I love that. And I love the pine trees. Well, I hope your day is a good one. It's a warm one here, and going to continue to be warm from what the weatherman says. I mean, even up into the 70s and approaching 80 in a few days. That's not really a good thing this early in the year, because so many of the trees will bud out, and the fruit trees especially, and then we'll get a freeze, and we won't get a crop that year. So enjoy your day. I'm certainly enjoying mine here at Indigo Run. And I've got more walking to do. And blessings to all of you from Indigo Run.